The scene begins with the depiction of absolute nothingness. This void represents the state before creation. It is a space devoid of time and matter. The emptiness emphasizes the contrast with subsequent creation. It symbolizes the initial absence of existence. This void sets the stage for the emergence of the universe. The Hebrew word Bereshit marks the start. Bereshit signifies the commencement of time. It is not just a point within an eternal timeline. It represents the beginning of time itself. Thus, Bereshit has a profound temporal meaning. The scene employs abstract visuals to represent the birth of time. Lines and forms emerge from a void, symbolizing creation. This emergence signifies the initiation of the physical universe. The void represents the state before time and space existed. The forming lines suggest the initial structure of reality. Collectively, these visuals create a metaphor for time's genesis. The Hebrew word Bara signifies a unique divine act. Bara indicates creation ex nihilo, or creation out of nothing. This contrasts with human creation, which reshapes existing materials. Therefore, Bara emphasizes God's distinct creative power. It highlights the concept of original creation by a divine being. Ex nihilo means creation out of nothing, without pre-existing materials. This concept is often associated with divine creation in theological contexts. It emphasizes the absolute power and will of the Creator. The act of creation is independent of any prior substance or form. It highlights the uniqueness and transcendence of the creative act. Visual depictions illustrate something emerging from complete void. Elohim is a term with significance in religious contexts. The word Elohim is plural in form. This plural form hints at divine majesty. It suggests a complex, multifaceted nature of the divine. Some interpretations see it as a potential reference to Trinitarian concepts. Visual representations depict the abstract nature of divine majesty and power. These depictions aim to illustrate the multifaceted nature of God. The imagery conveys concepts of omnipotence and transcendence. Symbolic elements are often used to represent divine attributes. Hashamayim ve'et haaretz is a Hebrew phrase with significant conceptual depth. It translates to the heavens and the earth in English. This phrase functions as a merism, a figure of speech. A merism uses opposite terms to represent a totality. Therefore, it signifies the entirety of existence. This includes both the spiritual and material realms. The visual expands to encompass the entire cosmos, revealing the vastness of creation. Both the physical universe and spiritual realms are depicted. This emphasizes the all-encompassing nature of God's creation. The scene illustrates the interconnectedness of all existence. It portrays a holistic view of the universe under divine creation. The scene highlights God's eternal existence. It contrasts God's nature with the temporal creation. This contrast emphasizes his transcendence. God exists outside of time. Creation is bound by time. God's eternity surpasses temporal limits. Pantheism equates God with the universe, viewing them as identical. This perspective sees God as encompassing all of existence. The rejection of pantheism asserts God's distinct existence. God is separate and transcendent from creation. The universe is not God, but rather God's creation. This distinction emphasizes God's unique identity. The act of creation is presented as a purposeful manifestation. It emphasizes God's deliberate intent. The creation is not a random or accidental event. It is a direct result of divine will. The process highlights God's power. This power is central to the act of bringing the universe into existence. The universe exhibits order, indicating a deliberate design. Intentionality is evident in the complexity and precision of natural laws. This order contrasts with the concept of random chance. The design suggests a purposeful creator or intelligent cause. The separation of light from darkness is a fundamental concept. It symbolizes the creation of order out of initial chaos. This division represents the establishment of structure. It signifies the beginning of defined existence. The emergence of land from the sea is a display of divine design. This process illustrates the unfolding of a higher power's plan. It highlights the concept of divine sovereignty over the earth. The creation of land is seen as a deliberate act. This formation reflects intentionality and purpose. The process underscores the power shaping our world. The emergence of life from nothing highlights divine creative power. This concept emphasizes God's unique ability to create. It illustrates the transition from non-existence to existence. The visualization underscores the miraculous nature of creation. It showcases the profound creative act of bringing life into being. This scene highlights God as the unique and solitary creator of all things. God's creation is depicted as an act of sovereign power, without rivals. The narrative contrasts with ancient mythologies involving divine struggles. Unlike other creation stories, God's act is portrayed as effortless and supreme. This emphasizes God's unrivaled position as the origin of existence. Genesis 1:1 is presented as the foundational statement for understanding reality. The verse asserts that everything originates from God. This establishes God as the ultimate source and creator of all existence. Therefore, understanding Genesis 1:1 is key to understanding the nature of reality. The creator-creation relationship emphasizes God's role as the origin of all existence. This relationship establishes a clear distinction between God and creation. God is transcendent, existing beyond and outside of the created world. Despite this distinction, God is actively involved within creation. This involvement reflects God's ongoing care and governance of the universe. Faith is presented as having a foundational element. A specific verse serves as the basis for this faith. This foundation shapes moral perspectives. It also influences spiritual comprehension. Cosmic understanding is also shaped. Genesis 1:1 serves as the foundational thesis statement. It sets the stage for the entire narrative of Scripture. This verse introduces the creation of the universe. Everything that follows builds upon this initial declaration. Divine purpose is presented as a core theme in creation. It suggests that every aspect of existence is guided. This purpose provides direction to all things. It implies an inherent design within the universe. The theme emphasizes meaning and intentionality. The universe exhibits creative order, reflecting a deliberate and thoughtful design. Visual harmony is a key component of this order, contributing to aesthetic appeal. This harmony suggests a divine origin, pointing towards a higher intelligence. The patterns and structures observed reveal underlying principles of balance. These principles create a sense of unity and coherence in the visual world. The creative order and visual harmony together showcase a profound and intentional design. Human existence is fundamentally dependent on a higher power. This dependence extends to every aspect of life. The Creator provides the very basis for our being. Sustenance, in all its forms, originates from this source. We are reliant on the Creator for our daily needs. This reliance highlights our inherent connection to the divine. The script concludes with a panoramic view of the heavens and the earth. This cosmic overview emphasizes the vastness and complexity of creation. It serves as a visual reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. The script ultimately attributes the origin of everything to God.